So we had on DAZN, it was an IBF title eliminator, Paddy Donovan versus Lewis Crocker. Donovan's a guy that you've been high on for quite some time, a guy that you've touted on this show.
I think he's the top Irish prospect. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and you've said that for a year or 2 years now. And he was in complete control. He looked that way. Crocker looked one-dimensional. And Donovan was the classier guy. He was boxing, he was moving, he was winning. It got to the point where I said he's going to coast to a win, or maybe he's going to get the stoppage. And then the referee started getting involved. The referee deducts 2 points from Donovan. And then in the 9th round, clearly after the bell, Donovan lands a punch, drops Crocker, and he is disqualified. Paddy Donovan loses by disqualification. Crocker wins. He is now the number 1 for the IBF title. What'd you make of this fight? What'd you make of the referee and just the final verdict of this?
Bollocks, as to use a phrase across the pond with the fans I love over there. Bollocks! 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 It's horrible. I think they should arrest this ref. Yeah, I think they should put him in handcuffs. I think they should explain why it looked like he was deliberately in a pocket, that it looked that way. It had a look. I'm not saying that I have proof of it. I don't. But it had a look of impropriety. It had a look from early in the fight when he started taking points, threatening to disqualify Donovan for headbutts, elbow, whatever. They were both in there with their heads. They were fighting in close quarters, especially Crocker. He comes forward. Donovan has more dimension to him. He can fight on the outside too, but he also knew with his great trainer, Andy Lee, former world champion who's been on a hot run with all kinds of wins with Parker and everything else, tremendous trainer. He understood. Beat him on the outside, mug him as he tries to get in close to you, and then go inside and punch in between his widest shots and beat him and take him apart on the inside. Beat him on the outside, set him up like Sugar Ray Robinson, the great Sugar Ray Robinson would say, get him dressed up and then take him out. And that's what he was doing. He was dressing him up on the outside, making him pay for every inch of real estate. Every inch of real estate he was making. Southpaw is Paddy Donovan, making him pay on the way in. And then on the inside, starting to eat him up, chew him up. Crocker had his moments. That was his only chance to fight inside. He landed some shots, but Donovan was dominant. I disagree with you on one thing, Bud. He was going to stop him. He wasn't going to coast to a win. He was going to stop him. He was going to stop him, and he was going to stop him that round. Crocker, they were going to stop him in the corner maybe. His eye was closed. He was beaten up. He had already been hurt badly. He had already been busted up, banged up. He was ready to go, and then the referee saved him. The referee, I want him in my office. If I'm the czar of boxing, if there was some control in this darn sport of mine that frustrates the crap. There's nothing wrong with the sport as far as the fighters. They are special. They are warriors. They are what makes us watch this and put up with all the crap. But the administrators sometimes suck. The refereeing on Saturday, all the way from Belfast to Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, sucked. I say it again. I didn't say it clear enough, Rich. It sucked. You still need a haircut. It sucked. And I just tell you that something has to be done. If there was any policing of this sport, would say it's not. Let's be honest, there's not. Because otherwise you wouldn't hear me talking about this for the last 30 years. You wouldn't hear me on ESPN talking about yelling at refs, doing it. You wouldn't keep, because it would have been fixed. But it doesn't get fixed because there is no czar, there is no national commission, there is no watchdog, watchtower, to make sure that you put rules and you enforce them and you hold people accountable for it. So it keeps going on and on and on, and you got to hear this kind of crap on and on instead of talking about how great Paddy Donovan looked and how he took another step to his dream to win a world title with his kids there. His family there. And they tore the heart right out of his chest. If I was in charge, if anyone was in charge, the next step, I want that referee in my office Monday morning, watch the fight. You explain to me. Explain to me. I might want to see your bank accounts too. I'm just saying. Maybe. But you explain to me what you're doing here. You explain to me how. Explain to me how I come prepared. How in a place that was too loud, where Paddy Donovan has destroyed this guy. It's over. It's over. He can barely stand. He can barely see. He's all beaten up Crocker, right? It's too loud. Nobody can hear the bell. Donovan definitely hit him after the bell. Nobody can hear it. Crocker didn't hear it. And listen, Crocker's a real fighter. He's a tough guy. But when he said afterwards that he heard the bell and that's why he dropped his hands, no, I don't believe it, okay? I'm sorry. I give you all the appreciation in the world, all the respect, admiration for being a warrior that you are. I give that to you, Crocker, I do. But to say that you heard the bell, you didn't look like you heard, and you dropped your hand, you didn't show you were dropping your hands, and that's why you got hit. You were getting hit the whole round. You were getting hit the whole fight. And if we're going to go even further, which I'm known for doing, right? Because I don't care about making friends. I care about telling what I think, what I believe. Just like I told about the Shiraz fight when I went back and had to make sure if I had to correct myself of something I didn't say when I should have said it. I believe in saying what I believe and what I think can help the sport. And what I just think is from my experience of 50 years in this sport, that I do have a position. I do have a platform. I've earned a certain amount, I think, of credibility where if I say something, people listen because there's a reason why I'm saying it. I ain't saying it to be friends with somebody. I ain't saying it to get along with someone. I ain't saying it to survive. I'm saying it to make this sport better because I've been in it my whole life. There's no doubt. I'm saying it because I have a platform to make a difference sometimes, a responsibility to say things that I think need to be said that can help future fighters. That's all. I'm no patron saint. I don't pretend to be that. I just try to be me. And I have this platform. I've had a platform with ESPN for years. I did the same thing. And I'm being consistent with that. I want to know how, where a place was so loud, so damn loud, nobody could hear nothing, how the referee never announced 10 seconds. Why didn't you announce 10 seconds? That's your job. That's your job. 10 seconds, you hear the clack. Oh, I didn't. Oh, maybe you didn't hear it, huh, ref? But you hear the clap, right? And that's not John Wooden knocking on wood. Knock on wood if you're with me, bud. Knock on wood if you're with me.
John Gruden.
John Gruden. Knock on wood if you're with me. John Gruden. I love John Gruden. Offensive genius. All right. The referee did not do his job. Maybe he did do his job. Maybe he got Donovan. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I know I'm going down those paths. I said it. Maybe he did his job. That his job, for whatever reason, was to make sure Donovan didn't get to the finish line. To make sure he didn't win the fight. That's what's upset me. I don't know. But damn it. It looked bad. It looked bad the whole damn fight when he started interfering with the fight. So loud nobody could hear the bell. Referee never announced his job 10 seconds and never stepped in between them, but he never stepped in between them to signal the bell like he's supposed to do. That's part of his job. You get close when the bell's about to ring, you see the refs do it. Good refs. And they separate right at the bell. Make sure there's no late punch. He never did that.
He wasn't even in the frame. You couldn't even see him.
He wasn't even in the frame. But if he didn't do that, how does he expect Paddy to not throw a punch when the place is chaos, the place with all the fans, the Crocker fans, Donovan fans, Irish fans, and your great fans. I know I always tell the English they're the greatest. Irish, you're right up there too. You're right up there too. Especially you put a few Guinnesses in there in the mix. Yeah. I love you. I'm half Irish. What am I going to do?
Yeah, that crowd was electric.
My mom, Mary Riley. You don't get more Irish than that. So here you are. You got the crowd going nuts. The referee's nowhere in sight. He doesn't signal that it's a 10 seconds coming up. He doesn't get close to separate the fighters. And Donovan throws a punch late. And you're going to DQ him? You're just going to step in and DQ him? You're not even going to go over to Crocker and said you need time? You okay? You're not even going to take time to see if this could be worked out. You're just going to stop. And I'm going to go. I started going a step further. I'm not looking to knock Crocker, but I am looking to point out things that other people, for whatever reasons, their eyes aren't good. Maybe they have a bias. Maybe they have an agenda. I don't have an agenda. I don't have a bias. I think he was playing a referee. I know he was beat up. I know it. And I know I'm going to get criticized for this. He's got all the heart in the world. He's a warrior, Crocker. I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying that he had no way out. That he had no way for the win. That was his one way for the win, for the referee to do that, to intercede. And he squinted his eye. I know his eye was closed. I know it was cut. I get it. But he made sure that he played every bit of it. He made sure the referee saw it. He made sure when he got hit that, I'm not saying he didn't get hurt, but he went down and he made sure. He made sure that this is my feelings from 50 years, I'm sorry. That I think that he made sure. I'm not saying he wasn't hurt. I know it was legitimate. I'm saying that he made sure he took advantage of that moment. That was his moment. Just like sometimes a guy drops his hand, pulls back, bang, bang. That's your chance to win the fight. And you take advantage of that moment. This was his chance. This was Crocker's chance to win a fight that was unwinnable. It was unwinnable to win the way he won. And he did what he had to do. And the referee did what he shouldn't have done. But maybe what he had to do. Because, again, his behavior, it had a look of impropriety. I have no proof of anything. I just know it looked bad. It looked bad. And I tell you, Eddie Hearn, I give him credit, the promoter. Him and Frank Warren, the top guys over there. And Ben Shalom, he's doing a good job. But those are the top guys over there. And they do a tremendous job. He's pretty honest. He's very articulate. Obviously, he knows how to speak, and he knows how to dress and all that stuff, Eddie, he knows how to do his job. But he said he's getting beat up. He's getting beat up. And he didn't make no qualms about it. I think that I'm hoping he's got a real good man. And again, full transparency, Bud. His manager is Keith Sullivan, a friend of mine. Yeah, he's a friend of mine. It's got nothing to do. You guys don't think that's why I'm doing this? Go ahead and think it. Go ahead. How about all the million times I've done it when I had no connection with anybody? How about that? How about that? Go back and check those. There's a lot of them. But Keith Sullivan is a friend of mine. He is a pro bono lawyer for my foundation that helps a lot of people. Because of the resource we get from you, from other people. Not me, from other people. We help people. And he is there as a pro bono lawyer, just like my daughter, just like David Berlin too, but like my daughter Nicole. They are lawyers that take care of others that the foundation is looking to help. And they do it, as I said, pro bono. So, yeah, I like Keith. Yeah, he's a good person. He's a good manager. That's not why I'm doing this. I want full transparency. That's why I threw that out there. And he's already appealed. What is the IBF? I think it was the IBF.
Yeah, to the IBF, to Daryl Peoples. Yep.
He's already put it. They better respond to this damn thing because they're going to hear it from me and from others, and they should. They better respond. There should be an immediate rematch. I know Crocker's in position now to fight for No, and I think Eddie Hearn's going to do the right thing. He's a promoter. I get it. I know but he sees the crowd. He sees it's a huge fight. It was a huge fight then. Now it's a beyond huge. Now it's beyond huge. And he sees that, and I think he's going to say, no, let's do this. Let's run this back before Crocker goes on to fight for the title. Anyway, I said my piece.